Hi everyone, I'm Amit, the creator of City of Myst, a super-powered investigation game set in a dark and mystical city. Today I want to talk to you about our character sheets or our playbooks and how they help you play a very complex and yet awesome character that combines both mythical and mundane aspects. So, as I said, City of Myst is a game of superpowered investigation. It's set in a very special city, very dark and mysterious city, where some of the denizens become gateways to mythical powers from beyond. Nobody really knows what or how. And the reason nobody knows is there is a force, a mystical force called the Myst, which hides the activity of all these gateways and makes the ordinary so-called um, denizens of the city forget what they see, and maybe not even forget, just ascribe it to something different, be distracted just as your character is using her mythical powers. So each and every character in City of Mist is actually a mythos, a story or a legend that takes place inside a street level person. So it could be the mythos of the Amazon manifesting in a nurse, or as for example Salamander, one of the pre-generated characters of City of Mist. It's the mythos of the fire salamander, a being which is made of both water and fire, taking place in a city waterworks worker, a plumber. So we have all these kinds of character that are combining a mythos, some kind of mythical element, and a mundane element. So let me just show you a little bit the current alpha version of the character pages. So here we can see Fire Salamander. We have also Excalibur, Mitosis, Postmortem, Declan Lestrange, Flicker, and Kitsune. These are the characters, the pre-generated characters for the alpha version of the game. And what's unique about City of Mist is that each character is actually it's comprised of two different sets of themes, and I'm going to go into themes in a minute. But the two sets of themes are the mythos themes and the logos themes. Mythos themes representing how well your character, the more mythos themes you have, your character is more connected to its mythos and its otherworldly or supernatural aspects. And the more logos themes your character has, she's more in touch with what makes her a person, what makes her human, what he or she loves, admires, fears, or holds important. So mythos is the mythical and logos is the more mundane. And you can see that some of the characters have more mythos and some of them have more logos. So there are more, let's say um, the logos, the characters with the more logos are more grounded, they're more in touch with reality, and they have a personal life that is more uh, complex or intricate. For example, Excalibur is a character like that. Most characters have a balance between mythos and logos. We call them borderliners. And some characters like Kitsune have three mythos and one logos, which means a lot of their abilities are supernatural. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are stronger in the game, because the game balances mythos and logos quite well. So if we take a look at, let's say, Fire Salamander, we can check out his themes. So Fire Salamander has one mythos theme, which is called Nimbus of Primordial Plasma. That's his power. He can generate this nimbus from his body. And he has three logos themes: Upcoming Crime Fighter, Heartthrob, and City Water Worker. Each one of those themes has power tags, which we'll explain about in another time. The role plus tags mechanics of the game is powered by these tags. But these are basically the elements that give the character and the player their agency in the story. So, for example, under Nimbus of Primordial Plasma, we can see burning whips, plasma barrier, bright flare. It's better in damp conditions because it's not exactly fire. It's kind of a burning substance that actually operates better in damp conditions. It gives him underwater propulsion and heat resistance, but he also has a weakness to dryness and extreme dryness. His other logos themes operate exactly the same. He just has tags that are more mundane there. So the upcoming Crime Fighter has things like brawl and snooping around. The Heartthrob uh, theme has things like handsome, friendly, and all of these can be used for activating moves in the game. City Water Worker has tags like City Official and understands how water moves in a physical sense. So these are really the active elements of the themes and of the character. And as I said, I will discuss this in another video about the system itself. But I'd like to draw your attention at this point to the aspect of themes that makes characters so intricate and interesting to play in City of Myst. So City of Myst, in City of Myst, each one of the themes has either a mystery, if it's a mythos theme, or an identity, if it's a logos theme. And these are things that compel your character to do certain things. So for mythos themes, you have a mystery in the form of a question, something that the character has to find out, something that bothers her, something uncertain in her life that she will want to investigate. In the case of Fire Salamander, we have the mythos of how can fire and water be one? And that's kind of a mystical mythos. It's there to, or sorry, mystery. It's there to balance how grounded Fire Salamander is. But if we look at, for example, if we look at Mitosis, who was transformed in an accident, his mysteries are, why did this happen to me? And how can I reverse my transformation? So he's exploring what happened to him and looking for a cure. At the same time, all characters have their identities coming from their logos themes. So logos themes and identities compel your characters with statements, not questions. Statements that define the identity of the character and actually force you to act in a certain way rather to investigate. So the identities of mitosis, one of them is all I know how to do is fight. And the other one is I'm a freak, no one can love me. Now, whenever a player playing mitosis is going to try to do something in the game story where all I know how to do is fight applies, for example, if they're going to try to walk away from a fight, that player is going to have to roll a special move called Make a Hard Choice. The same goes for I'm a freak, no one can love me. If someone actually tried to love mitosis in the game, like an NPC or one of the other PCs, mitosis is going to have to make a hard choice if they're going to accept that love, because their identity tells them that they're a freak and no one can love them. If we want to take a look at some other identities, for example, Declan the Strange has the identity of I can't let danger daunt me on my search for the truth under Gunslinger. And in the end, I can only rely on myself under Worldly Wise. And a character like Flicker, who's a hipster, has the identity of I want people to accept and admire my eccentricity. So you can see that we can create pretty complex characters with this mechanic of mystery and identity. But what really happens when someone goes against their mystery or their identity? So we're going to stop here on postmortem, and we're going to take a look at another aspect of the themes: the bar for insight and the bar for fade on mythos themes, and the bar for growth and crack on logos themes. So whenever you go against your mystery, for example, postmortem's mystery is, who was I before I died? She doesn't know. She's a kind of an undead assassin. She woke up in a lab and she doesn't know who she is. So to find out who she was before she died is one of her main goals. Whenever someone offers their information or a lead appears regarding that aspect, if postmortem doesn't follow it, she has to make a hard choice, and mark one box of fade. The same goes for identity. If postmortem, who's an assassin, wants to mark a target back, that's her identity. If she marks a target and then she wants to let them go for whatever reason or whatever weird situation in the game, then she will have to make the move, make a hard choice, and mark one crack box. After you mark through all three boxes for a theme, you lose the theme. So if postmortem were to let a mark, a target, leave unscathed for three times, without, there are ways also to reverse that in the game, but without reversing it in any way, she will stop being an assassin. And then she will have an open slot for a theme. An open slot for a theme automatically goes to the other side. So if it's a logos theme, it would turn into a new mythos theme. And if she had marked 3 fade and lost a mythos theme, she will get a new logos theme. This way, if you're not listening to your mythos long enough, you're going to lose some of your powers, or at least lose touch with your mythos. And if you're not in touch with your logos or your personal life, then after a while, you will lose aspects of it and go to a kind of a more extreme and bizarre, and mythical aspect of yourself, gaining another mythos theme. So this is a kind of a non-linear character development system where you're constantly required to either maintain the identity or the mystery of a theme, or deal with the fact that you're going to lose it, which we see a lot in movies. You know, if you think about Spider-Man losing something, losing, let's say, his job, or losing Mary Jane, or losing any aspect of their logos mundane life, and then maybe there is more room for something deeper, to go deeper, to find out more about his powers, and so on and so forth. Or we can think of Netflix Daredevil, where there's a constant threat on the relationship of Daredevil with the people around him, with the people dear to him, as he follows his mythos and tries to protect the city. So this aspect of a more complex, superpowered but street level themed story is built well into the system. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this presentation. And if you want to know more, you can look at cityofmyst.com and just check out everything we have to offer. So I hope you found this interesting, and we will see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.